Jane, you earned your paycheck today. Good job. Good job. This Sunday night, in one of the most anticipated interviews of the year, former FBI Director James Comey sits down with ABC's George Stephanopoulos. Comey's new book, A Higher Loyalty, Truth, Lies, and Leadership, tops the GMT Book Club spring reading list. Gwen Reyes of FreshFiction.com is here to break it all down. Good morning.
Morning, Alana.
All right, a little more background. A Higher Loyalty, it hits stores on Tuesday. But because of all the pre-orders, it's already a bestseller. Yeah. He shares never-before-told experiences in some of the highest stakes situations of his career, and he definitely mentions Trump.
He definitely mentions Trump, and this book has been kept under lock and key for the last 4 months since it was announced after his when he was fired last year. This is one of the most anticipated books. I'm very excited about it, and it's also a bestseller as a physical book and as an audiobook. So
really?
And he's narrating it himself, and he talks about his experience in the 20 years of working with the FBI and also his 7 years as the FBI director.
I mean, they are very tight on this. They, they didn't even send you like a
No, I haven't even read it, guys. Like, I'm so excited about this book, but I haven't even read it because I won't get my copy till Tuesday.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to check back in with you again, or we'll check on your website for that. The next one is Tangerine. The great thing about this, George Clooney Smokehouse Pictures has already picked it up.
Already optioned it, yep.
As a movie starring Scarlett Johansson. I'm sorry, Scarlett, yes.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Yep, exactly. So this book, what's really interesting about Tangerine is it takes place in Morocco and in Tangier. And what I thought was really great about this is it's about two ex-best friends who are thrown back into life with each other. They used to be roommates, but the one girl is now married and she's moved off with her husband, and her former best friend comes back, and a lot of crazy things start happening. Her husband goes missing, and her best friend starts taking advantage of her, and she starts questioning, why have I let this woman back in my life? So it's a little bit of a women's fiction novel, but it also has that little touch of thriller that's really going to keep readers turning those pages.
Well, you always hear the book is better than the movie, so I'd suggest reading this before
Read it before, because we don't know when the movie's going to come out. You know, just because it's optioned, we don't know when it's going to be out.
I'm excited about this next one. Stephen King, an unspeakable crime. What does he have in store for us?
So in The Outsider, we have a small town, which is Stephen King's bread and butter. He loves his small towns with all kinds of crazy stuff that happens in them.
To the best.
But we've got a young boy's body has been discovered, and the DNA and all of the forensic evidence points to the most popular person in town. He is an English teacher, he volunteers, he's very active in the community, and now they're asking, why is his stuff all over this kid, all over the crime scene? And in typical Stephen King way, he's going to weave it, and you know, who you think is the perp is not really the perp, or maybe it is. So it's a great read.
I feel like there's always a small town and a small boy's body.
Yes, small town, small boy's body. Always creepy.
Okay. And I'm ready for a little bit of a good chick read.
I know.
This one is coming from New York Times and #1 international bestseller. Wow, author Christina Lauren.
Yes. So Christina Lauren, this is their first foray into. They came in romance was their first little bit, and that's how they made their name. This is their first foray into just regular women's fiction. And in this, we've got a woman who is a resident, she's a pediatric resident. She's about to get married, and the love of her life comes back into her life. And now he's thrown her for a loop. And the book is really interesting because it takes place in multiple timelines. So you've got the modern timeline while she is in school and practicing, and then also it goes back in time with the early couple as they're building their relationship, going from best friends as kids to lovers.
Okay, you have to really pay attention to
You
those.
do, yeah.
Yeah, don't skip
a page.
Don't read it whenever you're really
you won't know
tired.
where you are.
Yeah, because the next day, what did I read again? Okay, we saved the most anticipated book of 2018 for last, the same author of The Book Thief. That actually came out, can you believe it's been 12 years?
I cannot believe it's been 12 years. When you told me that, I was like, oh my goodness. It feels like it was like 3 years ago. But yes, it's The Bridge of Clay by Markus Zusak. This is his follow-up to The Book Thief. And in this one comes out in October, so they're keeping, again, the plot of it really tight. But what's really interesting is it's about 5 brothers who have basically had to raise themselves after their father goes disappearing. So I felt like it's very reminiscent if you saw or read A Wrinkle in Time.
Okay.
It's got that same sort of vibe of the kids having to go and save adults and having to grow up in this adult world as children. And I thought that was really interesting. It's something that young adult readers are really going to love, as well as their parents.
Irony on the timing right now also?
Right, exactly.
A little bit. Right, I love that you give us just a little taste to kind of spark our interest.
Yes.
But if you would like some more on some of her reviews, I'm going to suggest you check out her website. It is FreshFiction.com for a complete list of GMT Book Club reads and for all of those Gwen book reviews.